Wow, this week we had leftists exacerbating climate change, our greatest existential threat, according to many of them, by breaking the law and firebombing Tesla dealerships, Tesla charging stations, and privately owned Tesla automobiles. Cost-benefit analysis was never the strong suit, was it? COVID should have put to rest any doubts or questions we might have had about that. But it was a good week on another front, as Doge reviewed and shut down a whole bunch of absolutely ridiculous consulting contracts. There were literally three, with three separate consultants, all for change management support services, totaling $45 million of your money. They were all canceled. Hundreds of millions more of unnecessary contracts were also cut off. Doge explained that the IRS has the transaction volume of a mid-sized bank and runs similar infrastructure as well. These banks typically have an operations and maintenance budget of about $20 million a year. The IRS, on the other hand, has a $3.5 billion budget, in addition to another $3.7 billion for modernization. So with a private mid-sized bank, $20 million a year for going toward O&M, at the IRS, $3.5 billion, with about 80% of that going to private contractors. They've also found that throughout all agencies, there is a consistent, disturbing pattern. Modernization contracts don't pay for outcomes or performance, they pay for time spent. There are no incentives to ever finish these jobs, and therefore, they don't seem to ever end. For example, Special Advisor to Treasury Sam Korkos made the point this week that the IRS's modernization efforts are, get this, 30 years behind schedule. 30 years. And have cost the American taxpayer an additional $15 billion. This modernization project was begun in 1990 and was set to be completed in 1996. Ever since the beginning of the project, they've made the statement that it's 5 years from completion, and they're still saying that now. The Biden rescue of the astronauts stranded in space wasn't 3 decades behind schedule, thankfully, but it did take a Trump presidency to actually make it happen, apparently. Word is, Elon offered to help rescue them months ago, but the Biden White House was concerned about what a rescue by a member of the opposing team would mean for the Democrats' political future. Turns out the people figured it out anyway. Oh, and President Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act to deport illegal migrant foreign terrorists and ship 3 planes of trendy Aragua gang members to El Salvador, which a judge tried to shut down. That would be Judge Boasberg, who is married to the founder of an abortion clinic, which receives money from the government, Medicaid, and who is a big Democrat donor. She also served on a board of an NGO and co-founded a company, Be Close, that received U.S. and Canadian government grants. Judge Boasberg's daughter, Catherine Boasberg, works at highly taxpayer-funded Partners for Justice. This organization has opposed mass deportation policies. And then there was the executive order beginning to dismantle the Department of Education, so carry on.